All right, here we are with Clyde. You can see Scott has his shoulder rolled back and his hand is positioned behind him by his back pocket. He's wanting that short but loose leash. You can see he's giving some flicks right now. I'm just zooming in on that leash so you can see we want it short but loose. There, that was a beautiful leash right there. We have the 5 tools we'll utilize anytime pressure is created on that leash. You've been seeing the flick. Clyde does pretty awesome. Does a pretty good job with a nice little flick. Scott can go as fast or as slow as he wants. Right now where he's going really slow, and just having Clyde practice that nice loose leash at a crawl. He's doing some zigzags now, just getting him to focus on him even though he's going so slow. Here he's doing a roll back. Clyde's wanting to go faster than Scott's going, and it's important for our kids to remember they're walking at our pace, whether that's fast or slow. He has to just stick with us. Now Scott's speeding up. Still has that nice loose leash, wanting Clyde to walk with him. Zoom in on that leash a little bit more. Here Scott's doing a rollback. He just created too much pressure, or he just created pressure on the leash. Kind of want that. Clyde's tall, so it's kind of hard to see, but there's just that nice little J in it. There, good. We also want to make sure our hand, even though he is tall, is by our back pocket, so we're not letting our hand get ahead of us. When we let our hand get ahead of us, it allows the dog to get ahead of us, and then it prevents him from being able to see us out of the corner of his eye and help him understand that nice heel is where we want him to be. Scott's just doing some zigzags, getting him focused, paying attention. Direction change. Another direction change. Nice loose leash. Clyde likes the faster walking. He has a harder time with this really slow walk. But that's okay, he's getting the hang of it. You can see Scott's arms really stretched back by the back pocket to really help Clyde out, so he can really see him out of the corner of his eye and feel that pressure as soon as that collar gets in front of Scott's body. Pressure's on that leash, so then he can utilize one of the tools. Here's a rollback. Can we go back the other direction, so then once we get to that open area we can show them the bathroom? Yeah. It's not on the nice grass. There's some people up ahead, and Clyde's checking them out, but he's doing a great job. Still staying with Scott, trying to keep that nice loose leash. Again, anytime pressure is created, Scott's going to utilize one of those tools. But Clyde's doing a really good job keeping that little bit of slack in the leash. When he does, it takes just a slight flick and he kind of auto-corrects himself without a flick, and sometimes he needs that little bit of flick. But there Scott did a rollback because he created pressure, and we don't want to utilize the same tool too many times in a row. So if we're flicking and flicking and flicking, the dog just starts to ignore the flicking. So you do want to utilize more tools. What's going to happen is in the beginning, we're going to give the corrections anytime pressure is created. But then he'll start to do that thing where I said he was auto-correcting, which means he feels the pressure and he scoots back on his own. And we don't have to use a tool. And that's perfect. Our goal is to get to that. And then after that, he'll get to the point where he no longer even creates pressure at all on the leash. Because he's worked himself through the phase of you correcting him correcting himself, and then him just being able to make that good choice. So if Clyde needs to use the restroom, or we think he might need to. He had free play, so he should have used it there, but if we're like, oh, he might need to go. He can't pull or lead us anywhere, but we can lengthen out the leash, go to a spot, and then here Scott just lengthened the leash out and gave him permission to use the bathroom. He can't pull on the leash. Scott's not going to wander around. He's just going to hold himself firm, give Clyde the opportunity to use the bathroom. Once he thinks he's all done, like he just peed, Scott will shorten that leash up and they'll go right back to that walk. What we're not going to allow him to do is to pull us over to the fire hydrant or over to the post and demand that he pees there. That's marking. That's not what we want. But we do want to give him the opportunity if we think he might need to use the bathroom because he didn't get to finish during free play or something. So we're just going to keep walking and keep utilizing those tools and help him continue to grow and grow, being able to walk calm, cool, and collected and control those impulses on our walk.